Alright, it's time to do some maintenance on the mower deck. This one is a John Deere 54-inch that goes on my 1025R. It's always a challenge for me to get down underneath to get to the blades. Last time I used a loader and my forks and a strap and I lifted it up, and today I was lazy, so I thought I'd try to see if I could Mickey Mouse another way using my winch up here. And if you're going to lift the deck up, I don't think I would recommend grabbing it here and lifting it from the floor. You know, it just looks like you could bend something, you know, and get your deck out of whack. So I would recommend either lifting it up by the edge or right here. That's how I did it. And because there's been cases where people have broken these little bars here, and also I've seen where they've popped out this this whole rod here. They pop out because it's only kind of wedged in there. That's the only thing keeping it in is that bar, and it's kind of wedged, and if it gets a little wore, they'll pop right out. I've seen that. They'll pop out, and then you got to replace that bar because it's worn, or you got to, you know, do some more Mickey Mouse rigging to keep the things from popping out after that. You know, maybe rubbed an edge on this bar and it's flat and then it won't stay in there. I've seen that. So just keep that in mind. And I'm gonna take the blades off and sharpen them, and you know, you can check to see if your underneath the deck needs scraping, get the extra gunk off. Got a little build up on it, not bad though, a little dirt or something on the edge over there. So I would recommend getting an impact gun. Take these off, makes it so much easier, because then you can just take your glove hand and hold the blade and it'll just pop right on off. All right, get the blade off. Looks like I'm missing my 18mm impact socket, so if I break this one, you can laugh. Alright, one thing I wanted to mention, and I noticed the last time I was putting these blades back on, you got that little piece there that sticks out, and it's got to sit, you know, over it. And last time I noticed, I was getting ready to put one on, and it was a little bit crooked because it was kind of sitting cockeyed on that lip, you know. So you got to make sure, you know, you don't screw up, and make sure it's seated on there correctly. You ain't got it wrong. Now, as far as these blades, I don't know if it makes any difference if they're put on in any kind of direction or not. I don't know if it would make any difference, but to me it just I just like the idea of them being symmetrical. The two outer ones lining up and the middle one being 90 degrees. I don't know, it just makes more sense to me. Whether or not that makes any difference at all, I don't know. Also, I'd like to point out that John Deere makes some brackets to go on your wheel support ramps there, and they're called load and go brackets, and then you can pick your deck up with your loader, and would make this a whole lot easier. Unfortunately, my deck is too old for those brackets. A 54-inch deck of this year will not fit, although it will fit a 60-inch deck. And if you have a newer tractor, I believe they come out with a redesigned deck, 54-inch deck, in 2020 or so. So if you've got one of those, you can most certainly use those load and go brackets. They're like $240 or something. And if I could, if they'd fit on here, I'd buy them in a second. Unfortunately, I got to do it the hard way. All right, I'm gonna sharpen the blade here. Now, I'm no expert at sharpening lawnmower blades, so I'm not even gonna pretend to give you instructions on how to do it. But here's a trick that you might want to use. I do pretty well sharpening my wood chisels and so forth for turning and whatnot. So here's a trick that I use when I'm doing that. You look at your edge here, take a magic marker and go over everywhere you want to sharpen. And then as you're sharpening the blade, you can see exactly where you're taking away material at. I mean, there's no guesswork. You know where you've hit and where you've missed. So give that a try and see how it works for you. See, you can tell where I've hit and where I need to work on. So I walk in the house to get the manual to see what the torque values are on these bolts, and I walk out the door of the shop and I just about step on a big ass black and stripedy snake. Scared the living crap out of me. I must have jumped 3 feet in the air. And then his head kind of stuck up under the sheet metal of the shop like he was trying to get in. So I went in the house, come back out, and now he's gone. For all I know, he's in here with me. Great, huh? So anyways, I'm going to tighten this up to, on the 54-inch deck, they call for 50 foot-pounds. On the 60-inch deck, I think it's 90 foot-pounds. So I'm a believer in torquing the blades here so I don't over tighten something with the impact wrench. go, 50 foot-pounds. Now I'm going to do the other two blades. You don't need to watch that. Alright, let's see if I can get this thing back down without killing myself. Right now, I'm not even going to tell you that you should blow your deck off with a blower. You're not that stupid. But anyways, the grease points on this deck, you got one here, there's a zerk there, should be one under, no, there's not one under that cover, that's just the dust cover. Anyways, there's one there, one on each spindle, one over there. So now I'm gonna check the oil level in the gearbox. I may even see if I can change it. I went to Harbor Freight and bought the $12 suction deal they sell. I'm going to see if the hose will fit in the access hole there, and I'll just suck out whatever gear oil I can, and then put new in it. Otherwise, according to the manual, you gotta take the belt off, take the screws out, and then they say you roll it over or something and let the oil drain out. If you're going to do all that, you might as well take the whole dang thing off and drain it instead of getting oil all over the frickin' deck. It doesn't look like there's enough room to put a pan under there if you tilted it over. So that's the next thing I'm going to check. Also, you got this there's a set screw right here. It's holding this piece here on. I want to make sure that isn't backed out or something. And of course, you know, inspect your belt and all that stuff. So let's see what we can do with it. Alright, I'm going to open up this bolt, or I don't know what you call the thing. Anyways, it looks like it takes one of these, and I don't know the official name, but the size is T50. That was the biggest one I've got. So obviously you want to do this on level ground. Oh, it's magnetized because it's sticking to the side. That's good. Looks like it might have had some Teflon tape on it. So let me get the flashlight See if I can see down in there. I can't see nothing. I can't tell how much is in there, but anyways, if you were gonna fill it, you'd I'm gonna use this gear oil from John Deere. It's GL-5. This one is 80 weight to 90 gear lubricant. That's what I'm going to use. But first I'm going to see if I can suck out as much of the old as I can. Let me go get that Harbor Freight thing and see if the hose will fit in there. Alright, so this is the thing here. It was $12 at Harbor Freight, and you're supposed to be able to suck out oil, and you're supposed to be able to put in oil with it, although the reviews on it as far as that goes kind of bad. They said it leaks and stuff like that, so I wouldn't recommend using it for that. But and the tubing that came with it is too fat. I mean, it goes in the hole, but you never get down in there. So I did some Mickey Mouse engineering, and I had this piece of hose off or something, and so put them together. Maybe that'll go down in there. This could be a bad idea, may not do nothing. Let's give it a try. I'd rather do that first. Maybe it'll work a little. Yeah, well, so far nothing. Yeah, that ain't worth a crap, is it? Yeah, I got maybe like 2 drops. This may be absolutely pointless. Yeah, I think I'm getting something this time. Yeah, I'm getting some this time. Yeah, there are a whole lot better suction deals on the market, but I ain't spending a couple of $100 or something. This is just gonna have to do. I don't know if you can see what's going on over here. Probably falling out of the chair laughing by now. I've seen a guy on YouTube do this, but he had a fancy electric pump thing with a big long wand, and it got down in there and did a really good job. And unfortunately, he said in the video that the next day his gearbox grenaded. So he says it didn't have nothing to do with what he did. He's probably right, but just a weird coincidence. He was using AMS oil, so that's supposed to be top of the line stuff. That could be a coincidence. I am getting some out. At least they have some new in it. You never get, you know, the best way to do it is to take the damn thing off and put it in a bucket and let it sit there for a couple hours. Now really, the manual says you don't have to do this but every 400 hours, and I've only got 100 and something, so really I shouldn't have to even change it anyways, just top it off. But what the heck, You ain't gonna hurt nothing by changing something too often, as far as I'm concerned. Alright, you probably don't want to sit here all day watching me do this, so I'll finish up. Alright, I got as much as I can get out of it. Now you're supposed to fill it up until it starts running out the hole. And there we go, running out the hole. Alright, and I put some fresh Teflon tape and cleaned off the magnet there. And I'll probably let it sit in there for a while and come back and fill it again, see if any's, you know, run down in there. That's what I'm going to do. So there you have it. That's your maintenance. That looks like a I think that's your vent right there. So if you was to store this thing sitting on its side or something, I mean, some of it may run out that. I don't know. I don't know if it's completely open or if it's got, you know, a little pressure valve on there or what. I don't know. All right. Hope this was some help. See you next time.